Alright guys, welcome to the grand finals of playoffs for Valorant. We've got the Ackworth versus Madison Marvels. With me, I've got my co-commentator for today, Bennett. So we're going to be both hitting you with some co-commentary. Go ahead, take it away.
All right, we've got Madison going on the first attack here, and it looks like they're going to be going with a pretty similar composition to what they've often done in the past. We've got Ghost on that Omen and Sazul or Journey on that Reyna. Although Phantom also considering taking the Reyna for himself, he normally plays more of that Sage, but it's the double Sentinels coming out for the side of Ackworth, a very defensive side composition, so it wouldn't be surprising to see them take more than their share of defensive rounds. Excuse me, Sewell. Sorry about that.
Yeah, it looks like a very comfortable play out of them. And if we notice, we actually have a new player in, Tone in instead of Gavin. Looks like Gavin wasn't able to make it to today's match, but Tone
instead
already.
Of Swifty,
yeah, and actually also instead of Swifty, Swifty was on vacation and not really sure what happened to Gavin, but Tone's a great substitution. Already played a game earlier with them and was able to secure the victory, obviously, because we're here in the grand finals. So, Ackworth 2 obviously made it all the way to grand finals, so this should be a good game. Unfortunately, it's not 2 out of 3, so it is just all down to this map. Hopefully, I know Ascent, I think we played a lot of Ascent during North American Finals, and we saw a lot of good gameplay.
Yeah, we had some exciting experiences with Ascent. In the semifinals versus the Franklin Minotaur, we went to 19-17 to take the map. And then in the grand finals, we lost the map narrowly with an 11-13 record. So Madison had a lot of practice, even in this very recent time, with this Ascent map. So it'll be interesting to see how they try to break apart this very defensive-sided composition from the Ackworth Valkyrie. You can see they've got no duelist here. They're not going to be pushing super aggressively. They're trying to bunker down and bunker down well. We'll see how that holds against Madison's push here.
Yep, and I've just noticed that Phantom's over here on the Astra. I don't think I've ever seen Phantom play Astra. I don't know if this was some kind of misclick, especially since we're running double controller. Definitely not usually a fan of double controller. More often we see double initiator going out, but maybe we're just going for like overwhelming by smoke. And now we already see early smokes going out by Ghost, and the stars are set up. A nice A execute coming out.
What a kill from Sewell. And it's going to be a nice plant there. Just easily taking the site. Only one elimination. Ackworth Valkyrie just backing up, giving away that space, playing retail.
Yep. Looks like that double gen play is going to be able to trade off of each other for Tree. Journey over here trying from Tree to get some aggression, but not able to do so. And now last player, Heaven. Tone able to actually get the kill instead of Ghost. Great play coming out of the whole team. Kind of missed some of that tree action. I'm not really sure what was going on in tree. Did you see, like, it seemed to be 6 players caught up into a fight all in that little tree area.
Yeah, Sewell actually was able to flank through middle. He walked down the whole of Catwalk, and there was really no contention from the side of the Valkyrie. They were busy contending with the push onto A site, and Sewell, he was uncontested. He just walked straight through them, finding 2 kills and setting up his team for the clean round. But now they'll have better weaponry here.
That was a great flank, and now we see what looks to be like a fast B push. Already coming out, taking all this area for free. Killjoy Utilities here, and they should know that there's a player playing back on site.
Yeah, just one player on site is able to find Ghost, and so it's still going to be hiding there, but will get traded out pretty quickly. The plant comes down, 3 versus 4 retake. Sewell finding yet another one, make it 2 versus 4. Sewell trying to find the ace now as he's able to get the 4th into market. The last one playing in mid. There is the opportunity here, but Blitz backing up, hiding, nothing really to save, so you can expect that he'll be trying to do just a little bit of economic damage. I mean, only holding the classic, really nothing worth saving. You'd think he'd try to engage onto Madison, just find one of these players, but it looks like he's going to wait for them to rotate out as the spike is going to explode soon, and he'll pick up the Ghost, a slight weaponry upgrade. Sewell's going to spot him, and now is able to actually find Sewell, deny the ace, but he's got a sliver of health left. Tone is going to have the Bulldog, finds that shot to close it out.
Yeah, excellent execution by the Madison Marvels. Definitely already talked about their strategy before they were even going into that. That was a very quick execute on to B, especially knowing that Ackworth is going to be down on the economy after the last round. So amazing coordination coming out of the Marvels, and confidence too. The confidence there was very key. And I was a little doubtful with this double controller how aggressive they're going to be, but obviously I'm being proven wrong. I mean, I guess it's only the first 2 rounds, but I hope to see more of this.
Yeah, and Madison, I mean, they are a plenty aggressive team on offense, never really afraid to push, but 3 of them suppressed there, and that is going to maybe give Ackworth a little bit to work off of, and you can see they're rotating towards the A side already. B is somewhat exposed, but Madison not really there. The engagement coming in from Wasby, he'll find the first, and now taking possession of Tree, looking for that Sage there, but traded out quickly, and now Madison with the 1-player advantage. Chair up there in heaven, but Ghost is going to have the plant uninterrupted. It's that double controller setup once again. Those 2 smokes so oppressive, making it so challenging. Tone will be traded out. Now 3 versus 2 as Madison try to hold down their position with the spike. The door is broken. And Chair, Pollux pushing up onto Phantom at the same time. They're going to take it together. And they are going to be able to take down both Phantom and Ghost.
Yeah, unfortunately a 3v3 post-plant situation, and it looked like everyone just kind of fell off on their own. Like, we saw the first kill on Tone over here in the tree area, no one even close to him. Phantom trying to play Jenny, but again, the Ghost was last over here, and Hell just kind of not really doing anything to help Phantom. And Tone, I'm not really sure what this play was over here. It was mostly a gamble, almost like that Journey flank, and it just didn't pay off. It unfortunately just put us into a deficit, that 2v3, and we unfortunately weren't able to hold that bomb site. Ackworth taking it back, but thankfully that was a bonus round, so our economy is still good for the next round. And in fact, it looks like our economy is actually better than Ackworth's.
Yeah, and it's part of the second round. We were able to win it so cleanly without actually conceding more than 1 weapon. And that gives some advantage. But that reveal is a little bit dangerous as Madison, they rush down middle here. The lockdown is going to come out and it's going to make it hard for them to push onto the site, but it looks like they're going to try to break it. Pushing forward, they've only got 4 seconds left to break it down, and they're not going to be able to do so. The suppression just barely averted as Ghost finds 2 in the spawn. Not sure how they even managed to break that one, but we're down to a 2v2.
Yeah, 2v2 on-site post-plant. This is very similar to last time. Let's see if we can actually see some team play. A dog coming out of Waspies might get this information. Yeah, fortunately does get the information, but we don't know that the other player is in market. Both players opting to play some backsite, so a drone coming out of this Sova, actually probably a little bit too early. Not going to be able to get any information, except for the fact that they might be backsite or corner. Now this player's up pushing hard.
The flash not quite landing. Madison both very low, and they're both revealed up there. The time is on their side. The shock dart could find so much value, though. Will! Oh my goodness, Wilson, you have time to get the defuse, though. It looks like he might just...
Yeah, he's got this defuse. I can't believe it.
Incredible shock dart.
I mean, Sky still had heal. If we looked over at Waspies, Waspies still had plenty of heal to use, and I'm not really sure what he was holding it for. He had like 80% of his heal bar still left, and I don't know, maybe just the nerves of the situation just kind of, or maybe he didn't want to get timinged, but yeah, definitely I feel like the heal should have been used so that way at least one of them would have survived the shock dart, but both of them were like sub 50 health, and now falling to that shock dart is going to give us a 2-2, and look at our economy. It's in shambles. Only 3 people have guns.
Yeah. And they were playing so closely together too. If they had split up, things could have looked very different, but alas, not quite working out there. And Madison, after some early aggression towards the A site, they'll push middle now, forcing the Sova and the Killjoy back, trying to take that positioning, but they're walking up catwalk because KO is right here. The flash comes out, but not followed up immediately, and just as I say it, Sewell is able to find the first. The door will be broken down, and Sewell catching yet another one, pushing onto the site, taking this space. Might be one in hell, but he's not too worried about taking the fight straight to heaven, where all 3 players of Ackworth await. Playing around the smoke, and oh my goodness, gets found just barely by Chair. Players are situated well, 3 versus 3 in the post plant. Madison still with both of their controllers online. They'll be able to put up so many smokes, but Chair is actually able to get the spam through. And it's just Madison's Sky left, lurking down in hell. And the timing is good for the Sova, dropping down from heaven and catching Waspies out there.
do we see another 4v3 post, or I shouldn't say another 4v3, but another post plant loss to just minimal trades happening, a 4v3 situation in which we should totally have the advantage. But yet we see that it all started again with this Tone play over here. Tone went over to Tree all alone, gets killed, no one there to trade him, and now that just sets us up for a 3v3. Unfortunately, or actually I think Journey actually died Heaven first to put it 3v3, then Tone dies Tree, makes it a 2v3, and it's all these solo plays without playing with your teammates that are just costing us these rounds. It's really clean gameplay going into it, but then after we plant, it just seems like the team play goes away.
But now, I mean, it's interesting to see. Lots of ultimates available for Madison, but they're on something of a broken buy. Very few rifles available. They're going to walk up to A side, but Sewell with the lurk on B. This might pull a rotation. 4 of Madison's members still maps near A. This could get dangerous, but Sewell does get found.
I think it did pull enough of a rotation, though, because there's just Sage here, and we've already broken the wall, so we are going to get sight. It is going to become another post-plant situation. We will have KO all for it, but Brim's going to be ulting, might get one. Yep, unfortunately, Bandit's falling to it. Now Sova.
No! Ultimate's coming through thick and fast, and they're actually going to take down so many members here. Ghost is able to find one, but in the 2 versus 1 situation, that's a good TP to sneak behind Generator. He sees the Sova, got it! Just one more to find, but he can't quite do so, and it's Chair. In these clutch situations, we've seen Chair come up with the goods round after round, and it seems like they all just come down to these razor-thin margins on these 1 versus 1s.
I mean, I'll take that. That was a post plant, and we did lose it. We had a 5v4 in the beginning. Unfortunately, Journey just peeking an angle before he had his gun out, so not able to capitalize on it. Probably should have gotten that gun and fallen back just so we could have a 5v4 push, but nonetheless, the Ackworth actually invested, what was that, 3 ults? Or no, just 2 ults. Yeah, we saw
the Brimstone ult and the Sova ult going through.
Brimstone and Sova ult came through, and that was our eco. So you know what, killing 4 players and having them invest 2 ults, I'd count that as a win for our eco.
That's a pretty decent situation for sure, and Madison have plenty of ultimates left to play with here. Didn't use any in that last round, although maybe they're wishing they had, as it might have turned the balance. But the Seekers, Waspy's considering using them. And they are looking for a fast engagement here. All 4 stars clustered up on the A side, and Ackworth knows something is up as a result of those star placements. Gonna have 3 players lurking quite nearby Sage in that usual spot, but the wall will deter them for now. And those 4 stars keeping Ackworth on their toes, but with no engagement, you can see their KO considering transitioning back into a different direction. And Madison, now they're lurking up Cat.
I do like this cat lurk because obviously that Sage wall is going to make it very difficult for us to push, and it's going to give them plenty of time to rotate. You mentioned earlier we've got all 4 stars stacked up. Oh, look, here comes the push coming out.
Knife is broken as well, which should give Madison total control of their side of this wall. Pushing through to the other side, they're able to catch 1. Sewell spots the second in Heaven. I think.
Did he?
I think he spotted him.
I don't know if he knows.
I think he was on the screen for just a moment, but a couple of them considering dropping from Heaven here. Sewell in such a good lurk spot. Will not be scanned by the Sova as well, and he's just got such a good location here. Does get spotted by the turret though, and Pollux will find him. It's just 1 once again, and the time, while it's low, it's not quite low enough. Has to get through the smoke, and well, there's somebody waiting within it as Phantom is going to get spammed down.
Yeah, but I wanted to talk about those 4 stars you saw. You'll see a lot of Astra mains, they won't cluster on their stars, especially that early, because the enemy team can see that, and that's a huge indicator of what site you're pushing. Furthermore, didn't save any stars for the post plant. Those Astra stars are invaluable, especially the gravitational field one. You can pull someone off the bomb, and it's going to take them an extra 5 seconds to defuse. Instead of a 7-second defuse, it's now a 12-second defuse if you use one of those. So
it's true, and if you open the menu for a second, hit tab, you can see the last 5 rounds all going the way of Ackworth from a defused bomb. Madison have been able to plant the spike in every single one of these rounds, but Ackworth doing a great job rallying and getting themselves into a safe situation to get the retakes. But what a great spam from Tone.
And now look at this, we're up players 4v3 going into another post plant, but this wouldn't be the first one we've lost. Journey over here, not too worried about this post plant, but I mean, I'm quite concerned considering we haven't been able to hold any of them.
Yeah, but only 3 players. I mean, there is so much time available. The smokes come down into Boathouse, but we've still got 2 players lurking on site. The KO ultimate used, but the KO ultimate won't be so helpful if you're not able to get a safe. Resurrection Blitz, though, is able to spam down Tone, and it's a 3v3.
I feel like Phantom and Waspy should have pushed past these smokes. They know they still had site control from Journey. Oh, look at this, though. This 1
versus 1, and the time running so low. Phantom,
I think it was able to delay enough, though. I don't think there's enough time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Phantom agrees.
Great play. Wasn't able to find the 3rd kill, but was able to delay long enough, so that's great. That's going to help our momentum, but Phantom and Waspies really should not have been sitting behind those smokes. We had Tone and Journey holding site. They knew that site was free to go onto. They should have just totally lurked out of that smoke and helped their teammates, but instead they made it like a 2v3, and then now it's a 3v2 in favor of the Ackworth. Definitely not the post plant or the team play we like to see.
But taking those plays one at a time did allow them to stall the timer further, and that might have been what ultimately gave them the round. So it's a different style of strategy, but it might have been effective. I mean, it was effective in its own way. Got them the round, though more costly than they might have liked.
I'm not liking this early aggression by Journey. If he gets timinged by one of these players, it's not going to be pretty for him. And we see that. It looks like we want to push that A push again, and we are walking up, so the Sage doesn't know quite yet, but we just made the slightest noise, and the Sage now knows. Hopefully we check this close right. Okay, we do get that close right player, and there is one Heaven that we know about, but unfortunately he gets away with his life. Looking like he's going to lurk through this smoke. Hopefully he doesn't find anyone, and the Killjoy ult comes out.
Madison having to back up far, and Killjoy finds 2 so quickly. Phantom is going to have to get out of here, and that is the retake done with. Now they'll be able to attempt to defuse the spike. Just 2 members of Madison to deal with in this situation, but the Killjoy right there, looking to find the timing, doesn't quite find it, and Ghost spams them down, takes 2. A 1 versus 1, but not good enough, as Akoa is able to take down both members of Madison, even as his team falls around him. 30 health, not much, but enough to take the round 6-3 now in the favor of Ackworth. And it looks like we're going to be calling for a tech pause.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened in that tech pause, but there was a lot to unpack there, and it's another situation in which Phantom's over-investing those stars and doesn't have any for the post plant. He didn't need to peek off of that because he knows he's not on bomb. They just killed Ghost, and he's peeking too late for a trade. That player's already going to be ready for him. But if he had a star, he could totally invest it into just gravitationally pulling the player off of bomb when he does go for it and really cut down the time he has. A few jiggle peaks, and now this player is going to be really sweating to get the kill onto Phantom. But unfortunately, he's just dry wide swinging it and playing the 1v1 just so aggressively and doesn't get the kill. I'm not really sure if he was feeling himself in that situation, but I feel like we could have definitely seen a little bit better play out of that, especially after Ghost making so much happen to turn that 2v3 into a 1v1. And yet we just lost that opportunity. I do like how we are doing some more split stuff. This Journey play over onto B or mid was able to find a kill for a few rounds. He does need to play it a little bit better, though. He is getting traded back, which is not benefiting us. And especially since we're making so much noise A and their setup is so good, I would love to see more B pushes or maybe even like a mid push. Have we even tried a mid push yet?
I'm not sure we have. There was that one round where we walked down into Cat and then pushed into B from there. That was effective in the end. But now I like this lurking here, especially given that Madison significantly inferior weaponry at the moment. They're pretty broke from these losses that have been quick in coming. And as a result of that, we're going to have just a couple of Sheriffs, a couple of Classics. It would take a miracle to take this round.
Hopefully we can be able to find a pick that will totally open up the map for us. Looks like we're kind of trying to go for some mid pressure. Journey just trying to see if anyone's going to lurk through this B, but I don't think this Killjoy's given us any early aggression. This KO might be coming out to peek us. Oh, it's just going to spray the smoke and find 2.
What a spray, and finding the spike as well. Madison are going to need to rotate to pick that one up, and they know it. Looking for that opportunity, is able to take the KO down to a sliver of health, but healed up. And Sewell looking for more here. Finds the killjoy, doesn't find the shot. Look for the KO again, and this time, not quite so successful. And Waspies now alone in a weird lurk.
Oh, able to get one of the great jump shot. Goes for 2, but unfortunately it's not going to be enough. A 1v5 situation with a classic is definitely ugly, but that's okay. That's our eco round, so now we're back in it. We've got a full buy going. Let's see. Again, it looks like they're opting for that A push, and I don't like it at all. Our A post plant's not very good, and our A push is definitely not working as well as our B push. So I'm not really sure what strategically they're thinking about right now, but I mean,
you can see the killjoy playing over on B. She's got those grenades set up. It's a bit of a microwave, and if Madison want to walk into that one, they don't have great utility for clearing it out. They don't really have those Sova shock darts that could break those tools. They don't have the Sova recon darts to push through their own smokes. They're going to have a hard time. But B is where they're going to end up, actually. And now, putting the Leers out onto site. The microwave does start. They're not going to find any eliminations. Ghost using his teleports, breaking through the site. Almost finds one. Will eventually finish it out, but meanwhile his team is falling around him.
Last player standing.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. Journey got out so far, and then it looked like a player just pushed through the smoke market, or was the smoke not set yet? And unfortunately falls to that market player as he was about to find Killjoy. And now it's just a 1v3 situation with not much going for him. 50 health, and they know where he's at. No spike.
Yeah, that suppression will prevent him from using any sort of flashbang. He's almost able to find one there onto Blitz, but survives with a sliver of health, keeps his rifle, and now already we're into the last round of this defensive half. But there is something I think it's important to mention. Looking at the composition coming out here from the Ackworth Valkyrie, they have 2 Sentinels. They have a controller and they have 2 initiators. They have no duelists, and they have this double Sentinel composition, which we do generally expect to be quite strong on defense.
Yeah.
Now, giving us, I mean, looking at this round, there are a lot of ultimates online. So we're going to see some explosive action, as they're not going to be able to keep any of these into the second half.
Yeah, hopefully we see 9 ults coming out, each from, or 4 at least, from each respective team. Trying to get that pick on Cat, that would have been huge for us, but unfortunately both players not able to find the kill. Now opting to push through the smoke. I like the idea. We have this mid control. It's taken us a while. Journey on here with a Sheriff. I think someone should have dropped him the gun, especially maybe like Phantom or Waspies, who aren't performing quite well right now. And not at the top of their game. Should have probably dropped for Journey to optimize this round.
This is dangerous. Walking into Sewell. They're crossing each other in the smoke. And actually, Blitz is able to find both, slamming down with that Phantom. And Sewell, confident in his ability to hit the headshots normally, he doesn't find it in this moment. And Blitz now, with the ultimate, is going to be providing even more suppressing value. Tone drops, and Madison, 2 versus 5. They have the ultimates, and they are both controllers, but taking this space slowly.
Honestly, I think this was a big misplay in terms of not sharing the guns with the higher fragging players. If Journey had a Vandal in that situation, I feel like he would have gotten that kill, and then we'd be up 5-4 instead of down 3-5. Now this enemy Killjoy ult coming out on B to limit our ability to go there. But obviously with the noise made, this ice is just going to make it impossible to push on a site. We're not going to have any time to plant. Too much utility
10 seconds
out.
remain.
10 seconds left.
And there's just like, they're aware of where we're at. The ice once again. Just excellent stall coming out here. But will secure the 9th round. You know, flawless victory coming out for the side of the Ackworth Valkyrie. 9-3 though.
Switching sides.
It's an auspicious number if you listen to some in the Valorant community. Some say it's a cursed scoreline, that the lower scoring team in that situation is just destined to come back. For Madison's sakes, they're certainly hoping it is. Now, with that no duelist composition from Ackworth, this half might be the weakness that that composition does display. Because with the double Sentinels, they do great when they're situated in one place. But how are they going to break through? What are their tools? They have the KO knife. They have the Sova recon abilities, but the recon is going to be significantly decreased in efficiency by the use of double controllers for Madison. They'll have smokes no matter where on the map they decide to play.
Yeah, and I'm worried. I think we have to stop them from getting on site. Otherwise, their post plants are going to be extremely good thanks to that double sentinel. Here comes the Sova drone and the KO nade. Looks like it's going to be a B execute. We should know about this, and we already see the rotate coming out. Just Tone anchoring over on A, but
it's so slow.
it's already a rotate. They're not committing over here. They don't want it. So let's see. They're going for more of like a mid kind of push. And we don't actually have any information on it. Waspy's kind of jiggle peeking, but we don't know where they're at, especially with these jiggle peeks. They could be anywhere at this point.
I mean, that turret going up will tell Waspy something, that they're trying to enable that space. But now, going back towards B, and Madison, they're fairly sure that the cross hasn't occurred. But now, 2 players have been drawn back towards A, and it could be 5 versus 3 on this site. The flash coming through, and Madison should be aware of this situation. The smokes coming out for Madison should make them a little bit safer, but Ghost playing on site could find something here, but the shorty is not going to work out for him, and they'll come flooding onto the site. Madison with no one left to handle it. Waspy's gone as well. 3 versus 5 in the post plant now, and Blitz finds another one with the classic. It's just so impressive. And it is cleaned up here. Phantom able to find Blitz finally in the end, but a rough pistol round. The fake out really working so effectively for the Valkyrie.
And that was a round the Marvels really needed to win. Because now, look at the economy. They're going to be buying up. And we're not going to have much. Probably just going to stick with the pistols. And we're going to go down 11-3 most likely. Unless a miracle happens. We needed to be able to hold there. I think, you know, Ghost playing with the shorty at that angle is not very good. It looks like a pause being called again. So we're going to have a little time to break it down. But we had that shorty come out, and that wasn't really able to help us based off of his positioning, just trying to jump up and flick to people. Wasn't able to find it. We have so many smokes, and yet it seemed to be we just didn't have enough to stop them. Like, they were able to come through with little to no resistance onto site.
The smokes are well and good, but you've got to have that stalling utility in the right place. You've got to have the paranoias, the flashes, the Astra pulls, the KO grenades. Those things can stall out a push, but those things were not finding the right place at the right time. Last round, the KO found himself all the way on the other site, and I don't know about the Astra stars, but they weren't placed in the right position, or they weren't popped quite soon enough. Madison didn't have enough time to cross over to the site to make their defense, and then that post-plant position, like we've discussed, is just such a hard place to play from. And Madison now, you're right. If they can't find something here in what is a pretty tough situation, they're going to be going down 11-3. Not a place you want to be. Next round will be a bonus, but it's a long uphill battle from there.
Oh yeah, it's going to have to be an 11-3 comeback most likely, and that's going to be rough. One mistake and you're going to be down match point, and then from there you have one more mistake and that's game. So, really like to see some kind of Christmas miracle come out. I'm not really sure what this Killjoy's doing over here. Setting up for this, like, almost as if they're going to, like, push A, you know, with this turret. But, I mean, I guess good for him. It looks like I'm guessing they're going to probably do a fake B and rotate, or fake rotate again. They don't seem like the team to rush.
Or just, like, denying the lurk up from Madison. Trying to make sure that Madison aren't able to walk up in A main. Denying that information will make Madison less likely to place their whole team on B, which does appear to be where the hit is as of now. The KO knife coming through, that'll convince Sewell to peek in mid, but not actually spotting the Killjoy. Not sure what happened. I think he takes a little bit of damage, but all right for now. And they're massing outside of B, looking ready for the execute at any moment.
Here we go, the smokes are out. Looks like they're going to be coming through. That dart's going to reveal. Unfortunately, not able to find the kill. And look, now we're down 3v5 situation, and Phantom's really lit. It's not going to be an easy retake, especially with the double Sentinel still alive. Journey's fallen now on the flank, thanks to that lurking Killjoy, and it's just paid off. So, looks like it's gonna be 11-3 unless something crazy happens 2v5 with Classics. They're looking for the Killjoy right now. Nope, not able to find it. Killjoy's actually gonna find both of them. So a flawless victory coming out for them, or for the Ackworth. And, I mean, they might bonus here. They might just buy up, try to put it up 12-3, but it looks like as of right now, they're probably just gonna go for a bonus, which I would say is the safer bet in the long term. But if you
Yeah.
want to really demoralize your opponent, you would buy up and just go up 12-3 right now to finish it off. I think this is not a technical timeout. I think this is a timeout being called by Ethan.
Yeah, I believe that would be Madison trying to get a little bit of coaching in or trying to get a little bit of strategizing in. This is an absolute must-win round. They cannot allow themselves to go down 12-3. At that point, they would need to win 9 in a row just to bring us to overtime. And overtime is something we know well on Ascent, but we're not that comfortable at 9 consecutive victories. We can't afford to lose this one. And Madison going to be bringing us here to this round. They'll have rifles. Ackworth Valkyrie, they won't. But Madison, they must prevent Valkyrie from taking the site at all costs. As we've seen these last couple of rounds, these B hits coming through, there's just not been enough stalling utility. It's been entirely absent from them. And that absence of stalling utility is going to be a huge problem if things don't work out here. And it looks like maybe another tech pause as the match timer will be paused here.
I mean, I know it's going to be hard if they go down 12-3, but we got to mention also, this is a bonus round for the Ackworth. So if they win this, our economy is going to be in shambles, and they are going to have stupid amounts of economy. We would not only have to win like 1 eco, we'd have to win multiple eco rounds to be able to pull it back. Not only 9 rounds, but multiple eco rounds to make that happen. So honestly, I don't think it's possible. This is like a do or die round. This has to happen. This is our biggest chance too. We have the gun advantage. We hopefully have a little bit better adaption. Like to see some Astra Stars or some KO Molly or something to slow them down on that push.
And it looks like there is that Astra Star place to be made. Look at that. Exactly what you were asking for. And that is going to make it just a little bit harder for the offense to get a significant push on here. And now it's Ghost looking down the midfield. He's got the Phantom, has the range advantage. If he peeks into these 3, the timing, he sees them.
Cover going out.
He doesn't shoot them, but he does see them. And that Star and everything used there, but he does still get spammed out despite it all. He tries to push through the smoke, but he's completely denied. And now the smoke's coming the other way. It looks like Valkyrie, they're taking B through market, and once again, there's nobody found there. The knock is used, stuns up as they're walking onto site, but that's not the entrance that they're using this time. 4 versus 5, and the Killjoy is still lurking in midfield. Madison could get caught by this.
Yeah, unfortunately, we're just giving up the site again, and we given away a kill. Ghost shouldn't have been trying to push up there. We do get the lurker, which is really beneficial, but that alley's gotta die. We're committing 2 players into that and losing both. 2v3 situation where Phantom's able to trade one back. Hopefully we can get a little bit of push, spray the wall, get this alley guy. That's going to be huge for us. I think they can see the gun. Oh no, Phantom's spraying the gun. 1v3 situation, 3 health.
That shock dart so dangerous, but he just narrowly dodges it. Akoa pushing forward though, and he finds his 4th on the round. The Valkyrie convert the bonus with a brilliant rotation through the midfield, and they just need 1 more.
We really needed to make that trade happen. We committed 2 players to the alley, and I'm not really sure what happened to Waspy's. Just aim just didn't happen. Wasn't able to get the trade, and from there, it's just when we're losing 2 players for nothing, we're just not going to be able to retake like that. Now look at our economy in complete disarray. We've got 2 shotguns. How are we supposed to push or how are we supposed to hold a site? I guess maybe if we get lucky with these close angles and predict them. Journey going for something crazy over here, and it is going to be a first A push coming out of Ackworth.
Yeah, and that's actually, this is such a good lurk into Wine. He won't be caught with a Molly. He's actually just going to get burned. No chance of surviving in that lurking spot. And the Valkyrie have a great read. The rest of Madison, they'll regroup in heaven. The Cosmic Divide is available, and it might be used here by Phantom to try to prevent the offense from getting on. It looks like he's considering using it, drops the divide. But the plant is going to come through regardless, and the Valkyrie, they've already pushed through this wall. This wall is not going to give them enough value. The Suppress finds everyone, and Tone, though, he's able to catch 2. Ghost finds another with the Bucky, and now just 2 more to handle. This should be an advantage situation, 1 versus 3. And though Pollux is able to find more than is ideal, the defense will hold for now.
Somehow, even with the gun advantage, we can't win the round. But when push comes to shove, when they're down match point, somehow on the eco round, we're still able to pull it out. And now if we look, one of the players of Ackworth actually can't full buy. So this is going to be beneficial for us to some degree. But then again, I guess look at Ghost and Waspy still stuck on the shotguns. Or like, at least it looks like Ghost is opting for it. And I'm not really sure why he's going for the Bucky when the judge is objectively better and he can afford it.
He held the Bucky from last round. He's just trying to save a little bit further.
Yeah, but the save is not worth it. If they lose this round, it's over. I'd like to see more of a committance. But
the Bucky did work out, and if he doesn't save this round, next round he likely won't be able to afford the rifle. If he saves this round, he'll have the rifle for next. So maybe some forward-thinking play. But now the mass in B main, this is what worked for them several times at the start of this half. This is the attack that they're looking for. The KO ultimate coming out, making things hard. The suppression going to prevent Astra from using her stars, but the lurks are still there from Madison. Waspy finds one with the shotgun, looking for more, but they're both gunned down. And in the end, the rifle will be superior to the shotgun. 3v4 post-plant incoming.
Looks like we're already taking back Market and Boathouse, but unfortunately Tone peeking alone. Aiden just dying to this Sova. Shock Dart not able to find Journey. Good thing we get the
handled,
flanker.
though.
Yep, 2v3 situation entirely possible. Journey finding another. Oh, I don't like this dismiss idea. This dismiss, and then Phantom's not even able to get the trade. Multiple times we've seen the trade failing to come through by the Madison Marvels. I think, honestly, some of the weakest team play I've seen come out of them. I don't know if it was the mental tilt or the pressure of playoffs, but unfortunately, we're going to lose the game to Ackworth. Great play coming out of Ackworth. As we see from the scoreboard, of the top 5 players, 4 of them are Ackworth. Definitely a kind of a one-sided game today. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, I mean, Ackworth Valkyrie, they have been the kryptonite to the Madison Marvels Superman. They were able to take them down once in the regular season in round 1. And then at the North American Finals, though the Madison Marvels did triumph, they didn't have to face the Ackworth Valkyrie while they did so. The Valkyrie were knocked out by other teams. And it could just be that as strong as the Madison Marvels have shown themselves to be, the coordinated plays, the strategies coming out from Ackworth, at least for now, have proved superior.
Yeah, and I think part of this had to do with the fact that Waspies wasn't on that much of a comfort pick. As we saw at NAF, he was playing a lot of KO, and now today we see him on that Sky, and then Phantom just looking lost on the Astra, to be honest. I think these 2 picks really kind of put us at a disadvantage, and the scoreboard kind of shows they are not comfortable with it at all. Tone, definitely a KO player. Ghost, we obviously know loves Omen, and Journey loves Reyna. We have 3 comfort picks mixed with 2 kind of off picks, trying to force almost like a team comp to go, but obviously just didn't work in our favor. And not only that, we usually see Journey having a pop-off performance, but not even able to go even today. So I guess Ackworth, I mean, they beat us last playoffs, and now they're taking this playoffs. What happened to them at NAF? Do you remember?
They were beaten. I don't know who beat them first, but they made their way through the lower bracket. For the Franklin Minotaur, were able to take them down in the lower finals. They finished 3rd in those North American finals.
Okay, so definitely a force to be reckoned with. Hopefully we're going to see a little bit more of them next season. But I think that's going to conclude our broadcast for today. Thank you, Bennett, for joining me today, and I hope everyone enjoyed viewing this, our double commentator. Let us know if you like this, and we might try and do some more of this, all right?
All right.